this episode of the Carolina Sports Guy, I'm going to put a focus on what I didn't like, what I hated in this first game and the win over the Jets. Before we get into today's content, make sure you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, folks. Pound that like button, hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos like these on the Panthers. And folks, leave the comments. I love the dialogue with you guys. All right, folks, focusing on this first week, saw a lot of good. I've kind of gone off and done a video on that, but I wanted to focus on the things that concern me, the things I didn't like. First thing first, pay the elf line. Got to do a better job, man. That one play that McCaffrey had, I thought we were well on our way to our first score. And I understand he tried to let up, but you got to do a better job blocking the back like you did. It's things like this that make us scream to sit you on the bench, dude. You've got to stop. Dennis Daly, they got him on the wrong side, folks. Wrong side of the line. He looked terrible at times. Didn't do well. And I didn't think Paradis looked that good in a couple plays. And he's a team captain, and he's got me a little concerned. Now, the one play that really pissed me off and I have a problem with, lining Giovanni Ricci up as a fullback, the tight end. I don't think we need 5 tight ends. I have no problem with the 4 because we know we're holding on to Arnold. We're holding on to Trimble. I love keeping Ian Thomas around at least this year. And I don't really have a problem with Colin Thompson. This Ricci guy, I don't feel he belongs. And putting him at fullback, put Trimble back there, do something else. I don't care. People say that Darnold caused a fumble. I don't think Trimble got out far enough. He got in his way, caused a fumble on the goal line. And I understand that maybe we wouldn't have picked up the first down, but we would have had the Jets pinned a little deeper. I do like to think CMC could have got enough to get in the first down and first and goal, but it took points off the board. And it's the only turnover we had. And, of course, Darnold's going to get blamed for that. But I saw it as Giovanni Ricci's issue. Got a problem with the kicker, folks. Ryan Santoso. You know, Nacho Libre here. I'm telling you, missing extra points. We've got to see what we got with this guy this week. And especially not getting to kick that one field goal that was about 50 yards. I understand playing a field position game against a young quarterback, but we really, before we spend a 7th round draft pick on a kicker, that if he doesn't pan out in a couple more weeks, he's gone. It's a waste. So we really shit the bed on that. But I'm really not sold on this guy. The coaching staff, like I said, you've got a 4th down on the 33-yard line, and it's going to be a 50-yard field goal. There's no score. You've got to see what you got in the kicker. I know you're playing a field position game. You're putting it on your defense's shoulders. It's not always going to be that when we play a high-powered offense, folks. It's not always going to be that. So I really wonder, the coaching staff's lack of trust. We shouldn't be in this situation with kicker. Not this time of the year. We really shouldn't. And I thought Joe Brady got to have some better play calling. There's a couple things that come out that was too predictable. And when you get in the red zone, you've got to find a way to score. Now, like I said, I'm blaming the execution and not the play call on the fumble down in the goal line with Giovanni Ricci. I'm blaming the execution by the players. Can't blame the coaches on that. But I didn't think they dialed up a couple of deep passes they need to. Field slow in the second half. The defense team to let off a little bit, so I think the Jets as coaches outperformed in the second half because we had, remember, 16-0 lead at halftime. Could have been more. And I felt with another touchdown on the board coming out in the third, we put the game away. We only could muster up 3 points for the rest of the game. And that was concerning because, you know, Zach Wilson, if he wasn't so young, with the receivers he had, and remember they got a weaker offensive line, they kind of gave our defensive unit fits, and I'm hoping that's something Phil Snow can clean up as well. But I really go back and look at the things I hated in this game. We've got to put points on the board. We've got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot. And you can't burn McCaffrey out, folks. They're going to burn this man out if they keep using him like they do. And I know the numbers look good, and I know he's the best player on the field. But if the man gets hurt again, we're going to be in trouble. And I did see a mix-up putting Chuba Hubbard and guys out there. You put a lot of youth in some situations, though, that although it's good, it can be a double-edged sword and backfire on us and hurt us. And, folks, we've got to really crank up the intensity, have better play calling, because New Orleans is coming this week. And you can be sure one thing, that their coaching staff is going to be well prepared. So we've got to get on the stick. Okay, folks, what are you thinking about this video? Is there something in there that you hated in today's game? Is there a player you really think needs to sit down on the bench? Why didn't we dress Deontay Brown is what I'm asking. Anyway, folks, leave a comment. I love the dialogue. Pound that like button. Hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos like this on the Panthers. And by all means, folks, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And we'll see you on another episode of Carolina Sports Guy.